Yasos and welcome to Kara's Hour, folks. That's right, Vader's not here at the moment. He's gone for a drive with my better half while Kara's staying next to Daddy. Isn't that right, Kara, sweetheart? Oh yeah. We're talking eggplants here, folks. These are the ones that have survived, amazingly, through our crazy spring summer weather we've had. And what I'm doing now is just going to stake this up somehow. I've got eggplants still growing on it, funny enough. And I need to protect these because I'm going to see if I can keep these alive over winter, through winter, and not obviously being productive, but just keep them alive from dying back, because I had a couple of little ones out in the middle garden bed and they all died off, whereas these ones here, they've just been crazy. Now, it's because also, broke a flower or leaf, it's also because I had bubble wrap around this in the past. I'm not sure if you remember, or if you haven't seen that little episode, I had some bubble wrap wrapped around this whole area here. Here's some of the plastic there, remnants of the bubble wrap, and it was keeping the warmth in here. So I try to protect these eggplants, and we were quite successful in that respect. So now that we're going to try and keep them over winter, and hopefully come springtime we can activate these and get eggplants earlier in the season rather than later. And that's what happens with eggplants. If you haven't got quite the warm weather, they take forever to actually start producing fruit, and these are very late. Again, still you can see that, I mean, little ones, they're not going to grow much bigger than that. There's a couple of larger ones on this one here, but I'll get them harvested off later on. I'm not going to do it today. What I'm going to do today is bubble wrap it all the way around, and it's all about keeping the warmth in. You need the soil temperature, and I've stuck in a compost thermometer here. These are great little units, and because what I like about them is the length of it. Because if you've got a compost heap, you don't want to just test the temperature of the compost just below the surface. You want to get it down 30 or 40 centimetres. So that's all we do. We just stick it in there and just wait a little bit. And I'm pretty confident in saying it's only sitting about 13 degrees. And it is quite composty at the bottom because we had the straw at the base. You saw the other bed, the raised bed we did the other day. So this was built exactly the same way. And look how much it's sunken down. It's dropped about 20 centimetres. We're not going to top it up now, because with the eggplant, if I top it up now, I'm just going to activate the microbes and the good bacteria and put the life back into it, which I want to do, but not for the eggplants, because I need them to overwinter. So we're going to let it rest as it is, make sure it stays hydrated, but more importantly, keep them nice and warm. Also, folks, I stand corrected. Look at me dressed like a woolly mammoth here because it's so cold out there. I said it was about 15 or just below. Well, my cameraman here, he's got a better eyes than me without glasses, obviously, and me without my glasses, I can't see anything. So it's actually below 10 degrees. It's about 9 degrees or something like that, even 8. So that's really cold for the eggplant, the soil that is. So we want to keep it nice and warm. Now, the bubble wrap I'm using here is 20 mil bubbles. Have a look at these. I love that. You could always watch those online videos where somebody just sits there and squishes bubbles all day. All right, come back. That's okay. All right, so this is a 20 mil bubble. And I'm using the flat side now. Remember, if you're buying bubble wrap or you're going to do it with bubble wrap, it's not a crazy idea. Don't think it's crazy because I'm using bubble wrap. This lasted about 9 months out here with the weather we had. Now, I'm putting the bubbly side, not the flat side, the bubbly side facing in, so the flat side facing out. So it's got that extra coating on it, or better protection on it, so it'll actually withstand the weather better when you've got the flat side out. And this is a 20 mil bubble. Now, how does it work? Well, a simple layer of plastic like we've got on that hothouse doesn't capture the cold or hot air. What I mean by that is no air pocket. There's no core flute air pocket in between or two sheets of layer. It's like double glazing for windows at home. When you've got that little cavity of air, that's where the hot and cold air gets caught up. So if you've got cold air outside, gets caught up in that little cavity, in this case here in the bubble, so that on the inside it's that extra degrees warmer or 2. And that's the same thing with this, whereas that there hasn't got it, so it's still a hothouse. It's got a single layer, but if I was to put another layer on the inside, it's a double layer of plastic, polyurethane, it'd be a grouse hothouse. You'd be able to control the temperature a lot better. But I haven't done that, have I? So I'm going to do it here with my bubble wrap. And all I'm going to do is use a box tape, and the rest is fun and games. Gotta love bubble wrap, folks. Gotta love it. So this is the first layer, folks. Now I'm going to duplicate this as a second row up to there. No air pocket in between, no gap, that is a gap at the top there. And then another sheet over the top, or 2 sheets, to create a canopy to stop any frost landing on the plants during the night. Now as far as watering, it's going to be far and few between watering cycles, but because I'm putting a canopy, it's not going to get the rain. So I'm just going to have to be ever so gentle and careful to water in it like that. I haven't put any doors on this, and don't expect me to put a door, it's bloody bubble wrap. So if I tear it, it's cheap enough just to replace it. Ah! Can you get it for me, mate? Don't freak out. This is not going to be forever, it's only temporary, 3 months. For the last 3 months, I'll be right, because that's all we got to worry about, because then once we get into springtime, we're going to have plenty of warm weather, and these little eggplants in here are going to take off. Thank you, sir. Nearly done, folks. Bit of plastic and sticker tape and you've got a hothouse. Well, it's not just any sort of plastic, it's bubble wrap. So keep in mind, if you're going to build a hothouse, you can use just your normal polyurethane plastic, but if you want to get that extra protection and keep the warmth in and the cold out, especially in winter for those who are down here in South Victoria, bubble wrap's the way to go. Those air pockets make a huge difference. Good girl, come here. Of course you are. Come. What do you reckon? You like it? Hey, it's going to be nice and warm in there. Hey, sweetheart. All right, done. There you go, folks. Bubble wrap your eggplants if you got some. And you need a bit of protection, or otherwise, let them just go over winter, and whatever survives, survives. Whatever doesn't, you rip it out and start again in springtime. Yes, honey, yes, that's okay. Now, if you're watching this as we've just uploaded it, oh, come on, you make it sweetheart, I'm patting you. It's okay. If you're watching it just as we've uploaded it, switch over to 693 AM dial on 3AW radio, Weekend Gardening with me and Darren James. And yes, actually listen to it, because we've got a big announcement to make on 3AW. Something very exciting. Well, it's already happened, but I'll share it on the radio rather than here. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com, for everything you need every day. From me, Vasili, Maresi. Good girl.